All right, Celtics Nation, let's dive deep into what's been unfolding with our Boston Celtics this season. The narrative around this team coming out last year was all about transformation, a complete shift in pace and energy. People were buzzing about the idea of the Celtics becoming the fastest team in the league, the kind of squad that could sprint up and down the court and impose their tempo on every opponent. Last year, the team felt slower, methodical, a team that relied on structured plays rather than sheer speed. So the excitement surrounding this new iteration of the Celtics, with high-intensity training camps focused on running and conditioning, had fans dreaming of a team that could overwhelm anyone with relentless pace. Joe, the coach, pushed everyone hard in practice, leaving no stone unturned. Every player felt it. The sessions were grueling, physically demanding, and mentally exhausting. Expectations were sky-high, with fans imagining breakneck transitions, effortless fast breaks, and a team that could dominate the scoreboard simply by outrunning its opposition. But reality, as it often does, began to temper those lofty visions. Basketball, after all, isn't just about running. It's about balance, timing, and execution. The Celtics can generate steals and transition opportunities, and they have improved in this area, but you can't rely solely on turnovers to fuel a fast-paced offense. Securing rebounds is fundamental. Without controlling the boards, all the running in the world won't translate into efficient possessions. This has been one of the sticking points so far. Rebounding has slowed the team's rhythm, and it's something they need to address to fully realize their potential. Players like Jaylen Brown, while incredibly talented, have felt the grind of this system. Being the primary option is demanding. It's not just about grabbing the ball and pushing it up the floor. Every possession involves calculation, defensive responsibility, and the physical toll of facing multiple defenders who are constantly trying to shut you down. The pace that looked thrilling in practice isn't always sustainable in a full-game scenario, particularly when accounting for defensive duties, positioning, and the need to execute half-court sets with precision. It's a lot to manage, and it has impacted the speed at which the team can actually operate during games. The offensive structure itself is more layered than in previous years. There's a conscious effort to run intricate sets and leverage every piece of talent on the roster, from Jordan Walsh to Josh Minott, and even lesser-known contributors. This gives the Celtics more flexibility, allows them to send help defensively without compromising the floor, and encourages creativity in executing plays. But this complexity comes at a cost. It slows down possessions. The Celtics average fewer than 100 possessions per game, a figure that puts them among the slower teams in the league despite improvements in transition play. The league as a whole is moving at an elevated pace, which makes the Celtics' relatively measured tempo stand out even more. They're not consistently running teams out of the gym like some of the fastest squads, but that doesn't mean they're stagnant. They still move the ball with purpose, cut effectively, and create opportunities. It's just that these efforts take time, often 15 to 20 seconds per set, and that adds up. Opponents like Orlando and the Clippers, slower teams by nature, also influence the pace. When facing teams that play at a deliberate speed, the Celtics can't fully impose their rhythm, and that affects both perception and statistics. It's a nuanced situation where multiple variables, opponent style, roster composition, defensive schemes, and individual responsibilities, intertwine to define how the Celtics play. While it's easy to wish for the team to resemble the ultra-fast Celtics of past eras, putting up 160 points or exceeding 120 field goal attempts per game, the reality is more grounded. The Celtics are not a team built solely for up-and-down basketball. They are a team with isolation threats, fewer elite rebounders, and players who carry a significant defensive load. Jalen, Peyton Pritchard, Derek White, and others are all working hard to execute at a high level, often balancing scoring, defense, and transition responsibilities simultaneously. This workload inevitably affects pace, yet despite these limitations, the team is still performing effectively. They remain a top 10 offense, forcing turnovers, capitalizing on opportunities, and maintaining a solid tempo. The key takeaway here is that expectations need recalibrating. The Celtics aren't going to morph into a league-leading, fast-break team overnight. Their speed will improve naturally as rebounding improves, and they find consistency. But they're not aiming to mirror teams like the Miami Heat or Chicago Bulls in style. They are forging their own identity, a balance between structured half-court sets and opportunistic transition play, which requires patience from fans. When rebounds are secured and defensive stops converted efficiently, the tempo will pick up organically, and that's when the team's true athleticism and conditioning can shine. Trades, roster adjustments, and strategic moves also play a role in shaping this identity. Discussions about potential acquisitions, including centers or versatile bigs, are ongoing. The Celtics are evaluating opportunities not just to fill positions, but to integrate players who can complement their style and enhance efficiency without disrupting chemistry. Targeting high-impact players like Vida Zubac or considering complex multi-team deals involves understanding salary constraints, matching team needs, and projecting the development of both current and incoming players. These decisions are calculated with long-term strategy in mind, emphasizing balance and sustainable growth rather than quick fixes. Meanwhile, internal adjustments, such as potential lineup changes between starters and six-man rotations, are considered carefully. Anthony Simons and Peyton Pritchard's roles, for instance, might shift depending on performance, team needs, and strategic considerations, ensuring that any change benefits the team holistically rather than addressing a single issue. Patience and flexibility remain essential. Observing how players adapt, understanding the layers of the offense, and acknowledging the challenges inherent in maintaining both pace and precision is crucial to appreciating this Celtics team. Their journey is about incremental progress, smart execution, and leveraging their strengths while compensating for limitations. Over the course of the season, fans will witness moments of exceptional transition play, bursts of high-energy offense, and a disciplined half-court execution that makes the Celtics resilient. It's a season that demands understanding of the complexities behind the scenes, the physical and mental effort players put in every night, and the strategic orchestration that defines their performance. Rebounding, defensive positioning, calculated pacing, and thoughtful roster management all combine to create a Celtics team that is evolving, learning, and pushing toward excellence while navigating the realities of modern NBA basketball. The blend of speed, strategy, and skill development makes watching this team a fascinating experience, one that requires fans to appreciate both the flashes of fast-break brilliance and the patient, structured moments that ultimately define their success. Every possession carries weight, every decision on the court shapes outcomes, and every adjustment from coaching staff influences both pace and efficiency. Understanding these elements helps set realistic expectations while still allowing for excitement when the Celtics unleash their athleticism in full force. Continuing with Celtics Nation, let's dig further into the intricacies of this Boston roster and how they are shaping up as the season progresses. One of the critical aspects to understand is that the Celtics are not just a team defined by pace. They're defined by adaptability, the ability to adjust to opponents, and managing the physical demands of an NBA schedule. As we look at Jaylen Brown, for instance, it's clear that being the primary option on this roster requires more than just scoring in transition. He is constantly battling defensive pressure from multiple players, which impacts not only his decision-making, but also the speed at which the offense flows. Every time he initiates a play, he is not just creating a scoring opportunity for himself, but also forcing the defense to react, setting up teammates like Derek White and Peyton Pritchard, while ensuring that defensive assignments are met when possessions turn over. This dual responsibility affects how fast he can move and how many possessions the team can push per game. The Celtics are operating in a system that demands execution in every phase of the game. They are running more sophisticated offensive sets than in previous years, which requires timing, spacing, and a deep understanding of roles from every player on the court. With contributors like Jordan Walsh and Josh Minott getting significant minutes, the team can afford to provide more help defensively without compromising their spacing, but it also means that possessions take longer to develop. The emphasis on structured half-court offense, with deliberate cuts, screens, and off-ball movement, ensures that the Celtics are efficient, but naturally, it limits the number of possessions they can generate compared to ultra-fast teams in the league. Facing opponents like Orlando and the Clippers, who play slower, more deliberate basketball, further impacts the team's ability to ramp up their pace. The Celtics must adjust to these styles without forcing turnovers or creating inefficient shots. While the league is trending toward extremely high-tempo play, Boston is operating with a balance, recognizing that success depends on controlling what they can: defensive stops, rebound efficiency, and smart shot selection. Their offensive rating is a testament to that approach. Being a top 10 offense despite a slower pace indicates that the team is executing well in half-court situations, and when opportunities for transition arise, they capitalize on them effectively. The reality is that the Celtics will naturally speed up once they improve their rebounding and defensive conversions. First chance defense, securing defensive rebounds, and controlling the glass are pivotal. Once these fundamentals are consistent, transition opportunities increase, allowing the team to exploit their athleticism and conditioning. The pursuit of additional pieces through trades or strategic acquisitions is part of this broader picture. Targeting a center or a versatile big man is not about instant transformation, but about complementing the existing roster and enhancing structural balance. Names like Vita Zubac come into discussions because they offer size, rebounding, and floor spacing, elements that could address some of the current limitations. The Celtics' approach to potential trades is calculated. They are unlikely to pursue straightforward, one-for-one deals. Modern NBA transactions involve salary matching, multi-team negotiations, and strategic positioning of draft picks. Boston is looking for opportunities to be part of larger deals, facilitating movement in a way that allows them to integrate a player who fills a precise need without destabilizing the team's core. Whether through multi-team negotiations, leveraging draft picks, or creatively structuring player exchanges, the Celtics aim to secure talent that aligns with their long-term vision, improving efficiency and roster depth. Meanwhile, internal adjustments, such as considering lineup shifts between starters and sixth-man roles, are guided by both performance and strategy. Anthony Simons and Peyton Pritchard are examples of players whose roles might evolve depending on the team's needs. Simons could benefit from starting minutes in certain scenarios, while Pritchard's success as a starter could be preserved or optimized depending on his development in current form. Such adjustments are less about optics and more about maximizing team performance. The Celtics structure also demands a high basketball IQ from all players. Reading defenses, understanding opponent tendencies, and reacting in real time are essential to executing the system effectively. Each player must balance offensive aggression with defensive responsibility, ensuring that the team maintains integrity on both ends of the floor. It's this mental acuity combined with physical conditioning that defines how the Celtics perform under pressure. While fans may initially focus on raw speed, the reality is that basketball success often stems from timing, spacing, and strategic execution. The Celtics' ability to orchestrate complex sets, create scoring opportunities through movement rather than sheer pace, and manage the physical demands of a rigorous NBA schedule speaks to the intelligence and versatility of this roster. Observing how the team executes during games against slower opponents offers insight into their adaptability. Even when facing teams that limit transition opportunities, the Celtics find ways to maintain tempo, run effective sets, and generate high-quality shots. This balance is critical. It prevents the team from becoming predictable while ensuring that players like Jaylen Brown and Derek White can operate effectively within a structured framework. But before we continue, please remember to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest news about the Boston Celtics. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. In a move that has sent shockwaves through the league, the Boston Celtics are reportedly parting ways with point guard Derek White, igniting a storm of speculation among fans and analysts alike. Sources close to the team suggest that the decision comes after months of internal discussions, although the exact reasoning behind the departure remains shrouded in mystery. For a player who has become a cornerstone in the Celtics backcourt, White's potential exit has left supporters grappling with the idea of a roster suddenly missing one of its most dependable and dynamic performers. Whispers around the league hint at several possible destinations for White, with contenders reportedly circling in hopes of securing the season guard. While nothing is confirmed, the mere suggestion has already fueled intense debate on social media and sports talk shows. Celtics fans have been particularly vocal, expressing a mix of disbelief and disappointment, calling the potential loss heartbreaking and mourning what many describe as the departure of a true star who consistently delivered on both ends of the floor. Analysts point out that White's versatility, his ability to run the offense, defend multiple positions, and hit timely shots, makes him a rare commodity. Losing a player of his caliber could have ripple effects on Boston's playing style, chemistry, and even championship aspirations. Yet, some insiders suggest this could be part of a broader strategy by management, hinting at an impending shakeup that may involve other key players or draft considerations. The uncertainty has only amplified the intrigue, leaving the Celtics faithful anxiously watching for the next move. As rumors continue to swirl, one thing is clear. Derek White's name has become the center of a league-wide conversation. Whether this marks the start of a new chapter for Boston or the beginning of an era without one of its cherished stars, fans and pundits alike are bracing for what could be one of the most talked-about transactions of the season. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Boston Celtics, please subscribe to our channel and give the video a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.